like they're underwater, then yeah.
I mean, we keep the AM radio tradition here going every day.
Exactly. Yeah. We're part of a dying art form.
I'm going to tell somebody a little secret too. I like my voice better this way. I have everything. I literally have everything set up and can go right online right now and do the updated vocals. And then I listen to them like, ooh, that's catching way too much ugly shit in my voice.
Oh, I can hear the gurgles and the crackles and
And I got this old phone that I use, and I got new phones too. So I've tried to do a couple of broadcasts with the new phones. I'm like, ooh, that is too clean. Ooh, that sounds too clear. Ooh.
I think you either got to bite the bullet eventually, or we invest in an AI program that alters your voice so that it's just as garbled as it was before.
Yeah, it's the Motorola technology. But we're some broadcasters are insane like me, so nothing new.
Yeah.
So it's been a week. I've been doing a lot of stuff this week, and that's why I've been taking some time off, stepping aside a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you've been grinding pretty hard, like pretty much every day, putting out a show on X and Rumble. I'll commend you for that, man. I think you deserve a couple, a few day break, I think.
Yeah, we did one. I did one full year of broadcasting. We did 400 shows.
Amazing.
Which is more than a show a day.
Right.
And I want to thank. So out of all the shows in 1 year, there's been 14 people that listen to the show from beginning to end, every show. 14 people listen to every fucking thing I said. What is wrong with these people?
I mean, hey, one of them is me, but that's just for the sake of making the playlist.
Okay, so now we got it down to 13.
13's a good number. I like that number.
And I know 3 of them are from my wife's attorneys going through and listening to get everything they could for me during the divorce.
Hey, a listen's a listen. It still counts.
So I'm whittling it down. I'm trying to find the 10 people that have listened to every single show, and I want to give them a special prize. So if you've heard every show, you know where we're at. I think I have a good idea who they are. But it's just amazing. There's only 14 people that listen to everything from start to finish.
Yeah. And weirdly enough, I go back on every now and then. I go back on the Rumble side of things, because on YouTube our presence is meh. It's there, you know what I mean. It's not all that great. But then on Rumble, I go on there and it's just like, oh damn, we almost got 100 on last episode. I was like, how the fuck did that happen?
Yeah, like everything that we're putting our energy into and trying to promote is not working. And everything we just throw, we'll just throw it up on Rumble just to see, No, yeah, like you said, we're way bigger on Rumble than we are here. But I am on Rumble every night live, so I think that has a little bit we're starting to kind of draw the night owls in at least.
Yeah, that is true. This is the one show on YouTube that we only do once a week because, God forbid you put your filter on if it even exists.
But our what do you call that? TikTok channel. It's been up 2 weeks. We got 2,000 views. Not bad.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what that means in TikTok stats, but I consider that a good thing.
Not much at all, but it's nice to pretend.
Right.
Now, if I actually knew what the TikTok channel was, I would promote it. I don't know what it is.
You really need to start writing this shit down, man.
There's channels over here. There's channels over there. I got this here. We're doing really well on Facebook. We're doing live Facebook things now. Facebook is blowing up with Arabs. I don't know what's going on there, but thank you, Afghanistan, for listening. Okay.
Hey,
so
we know they smoke the hashish.
It's been a weird year. We're at episode 25 already.
I know. It's kind of weird. It's like a quarter anniversary sort of thing. It's very bizarre.
Very bizarre. We've almost done a half a year.
I know. To think that was what we started doing this, it was in like November or something like that.
I think it was November. We right in November because we went right to Christmas. We had the Christmas
Right.
episodes.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, we had Eddie Spector on. That was a good time. We got to get that fool back on here. He was a fucking blast.
I know. I gotta get with it. I had a guy email me the other night. He's like, "Dude, it's been 4 months since we last talked," and I'm like, "Oh shit, it's been that long." It seems like it was yesterday.
Yeah, that kind of tends to happen when you smoke more than you breathe. Every day just blends into one long day.
Well, I just want to know who can sit and do a 4-hour prep for a show, put on a show every fucking night. And when do these people have time now to sit and email and talk to people all night? I don't understand where the time comes from. Because not when the shows are done, now they got to be edited, they got to be sent to shorts, they got to be sent to all these destinations. It's got all this stuff. Now, when do I have time?
They got people working for them, man, that know how to do that shit and how to shit that out before the end of the day.
Imagine just showing up and just doing your show.
Yeah, imagine.
Oh wait, imagine a guy that just fell in from we talked to him last week sometime, just pops in 1 minute before it's time to go on.
I was busy, okay? I had satellite dishes and shit. I was praying to Elon. Leave me alone.
Hey, it's for the better of the show.
Yes, it's all for the sake of the show.
Because this right now is just practice. Now, once we get our satellites up and we get connected in real time, watch out, folks. We're going to sound terrible.
Yeah, once we're in high definition, then you can really tell how bad we are.
So I had a very weird week this week. I went to the Rolling Stones.
Okay.
And I think if I play just a little bit of the clip, I don't think we'll get in trouble.
Yeah, just play like the first 5 seconds.
Okay, so I went to this concert, right? I got some tickets. I know a guy. He works for a ticket agency.
Mm-hmm.
So every once in a while, he'll go, "Hey, man, I'm in a jam. Can you come down and grab some tickets and deliver it to a guy or whatever?" So every once in a while, I'll help him out and deliver some tickets. And he hooks me up with tickets.
Sure.
And I said, "If you want to sponsor the show, I'll mention the name of your ticket agents." And he goes, "I don't want to be a part of you." Okay. But anyways, he got me some tickets, and they weren't bad. They were way back up in the first bowl, decent tickets,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there. And do you like the Rolling Stones?
I mean, I understand their influence and how impactful they were in music history, but me personally, it's just meh.
Yeah, me too. I'm not not the biggest fan of this band. I don't know why.
I don't know. Maybe it's because they're British.
So here's where we're at now with the Rolling Stones. There's 3 of them left.
Oh boy.
Well, Bill Wyman's still alive. I don't know why they won't let him play bass in that band to this day, but something must have happened. So it's Ron Wood, the cool guitar, the guy that can actually still play guitar.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's a legend. He's played in thousands of bands over the years. And Mick Jagger and Keith fucking Richards, right? Mr. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the show, and I had the experience of this is fucking boring. How many more $18 beers am I going to drink?
For real.
I'm sitting in a seat that was $2,000 originally, but the guy couldn't scalp away, so he got it for free. $2,000
for fucking nosebleeds.
Yeah, I mean, it was really at the other end of the football field. Exactly. Like sitting in the end zone and they're kicking off from the other end. But I watch it and I don't mind the Stones. I've never like will play there. I'm just not into them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just one of those things where, like, if you give someone enough studio time and you give them instruments, and that means anybody. They'll come up with a good song. You know what I mean? The Rolling Stones have some good songs, and some of them are fucking iconic for a reason. But me personally, it's just like I could live without this.
Yeah, only time I really like Rolling Stones songs is like in Vietnam movies.
Yeah. I do
Or
know
drug binges. There's always a
Yeah.
painted black in every film where they're snorting coke off the steering wheel.
Mhm. Yep. One thing I do know about the Rolling Stones, though, is you ever seen the movie Cadillac, about Cadillac Records?
Yes, was that
Okay.
the guy that hung himself? Mork and Mindy. Old guy stoner moment. Everybody, we should get a drop for that.
Right. Yeah, I'll put that in the notes for when I get myself established here.
This drives fucking Marco nuts when I do this when we're doing a show. You know, man, the Mork guy.
Hey, the show's called
crazy
Two Stones.
guy.
The show's called Two Stoned, man. I know what to expect. But anyway, there was a scene in that movie where the Rolling Stones go to meet Muddy Waters, and they tell him, like, we're the Rolling Stones. You know, just saying that, like, we're really big fans of your music, and we named our band after one of your songs. You know what I mean? But there's one part of that scene, because that actually did happen. But there's one part of that scene that they didn't get, which was from the Rolling Stones' perspective. They literally named their band after one of Muddy Waters' songs because they loved him. And blues was a lot more popular back then in Europe than it was in America. And so they had this notion that Muddy Waters was like a king of blues, like he was royalty or something. And then they came to America after they got popular and raised enough money, and they went to Cadillac Records because that's where he recorded them, and they asked about him, and they told them, "Why the hell do you want to talk to the janitor?"
No shit. He was the janitor?
Shit. He was the janitor, and the only reason why he had records was because they would let him record in the nighttime when no one was around and no one cared.
So he's Bon Jovi on his way into the music, out of the music business.
Yeah, I mean, he was just a black man trying, man, and they didn't give him a fucking shot in the world, but he fucking tried.
See, now is he still alive, or did he pass?
No, he's dead.
You know, he's laughing in his grave right now, and all these white kids are getting their fucking songs stolen by Spotify. He's like, now you know how it feels, motherfuckers. Stealing your shit, taking your hard work.
Yeah, at least I got paid in cash. All you get is digital money.
I take that shit. They roll it up. They put it in a band and they hand it to me, and I look them in the eye. What a time!
I am in my. I don't think I've mentioned this on the show before, but I have a vinyl record collection, and there's one record in particular that I have, and the only reason why I have it is because Muddy Waters is on there, and it was like a blues collaboration album, but Muddy Waters was listed on there as Dirty Rivers, and the reason why
Dirty Rivers.
Yes, and it was in quotations, but you could clearly tell it was Muddy Waters. But he had to go under the name Dirty Rivers because he was signed on with Cadillac Records, and they owned his name, and so they couldn't put his name on this record because it was on a completely different record label. So he said, "All right, fuck it, I'm Dirty Rivers."
You gotta listen to that music on vinyl. You can't listen to that digitally. It just doesn't work.
No, it doesn't feel the same. It's I don't know. A lot of people have their own different feel about vinyl and why they collect it. And I like vinyl when it reaches a certain stage because, I get people who give me vinyl where they're like re-releases or reprintings of songs where they're just like, oh, this is the 40th anniversary edition. It's like, oh, cool, thanks. But it's literally just a digital recording or a digital remaster that they put on a vinyl record, which isn't the same.
I think I got to get that clip next. We'll put it up next. Sebastian Bach got his Slave to the Grind record remastered.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
he did a video. He puts it on. He's getting all excited. He goes, "Oh, finally, man!" Puts it on and it starts playing, and he's like, "Wait, man, What the fuck? This doesn't sound better. This is fucking worse. Remastered. Let me put the original one on. And you're like, I'm like, oh my God. Just a digital nightmare on vinyl. It was horrible sounding.
Yeah, digital on vinyl doesn't sound good. Although I have heard people tell me it just needs to be broken in because it's fresh, you know.
Yeah, you gotta record on tape, and it's gotta go from tape to the record, or it isn't a record. It's a digital shit work.
Or you do it like they did in the old days, where you did it all in one stretch, and if you fucked up once, you had to start over.
I talk to a lot of musician friends of mine that says, we go in and do these stupid records. We spend months doing them. And he goes, he goes, and then when we don't have any money, now that we're older, now we go in and we just record it in 2 days. It sounds better. The music's better. But now nobody wants to listen to it.
Right. Well, that's because everybody and their mother can do it now on a fucking laptop or shit. I made that intro for the show on my phone. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I don't know. The days of creating music are over. That's why I'm so excited to get into playing guitar right now.
Yes. Speaking of which, how is that going?
Okay. Now, I've been running my exercise. Mm-hmm. Lesson 2 was, like you said he was going to say, run the exercise backwards.
Yes.
But then he taught me the secret to shred. And I don't think you even know this. Okay, it's one finger right on the top.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to the next finger, but it's down the next string. And then the next finger that's down to the next string. And then the fourth finger is 4 frets away, but on the vinyl string. That way, and you just go down and up. And that is how you start doing arpeggios.
Correct.
So he sent me, my guitar instructor's doing a great job so far then, right?
I mean, yeah, it sounds like he isn't leading you astray or trying to, just inflating your ego, just be like, yeah, that's how you do it. Give me money.
No, I am officially at 110 beats per minute, which isn't fast.
No, but that's not bad either.
But it's went up 20 beats per minute every week. So it is working. It's boring as fuck.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so fucking boring.
Yes.
I can see why people quit playing so quickly.
Yes. I told you, man, that initial hurdle is the hardest because I'm lucky that I started off playing music as a percussionist, because as a percussionist, your job is being the human metronome. You know what I mean? But then when I learned how to play guitar, I didn't need the metronome because I am the metronome. I never lose time. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. It's more percussive instrument than it is an actual stringed instrument when you really look at it.
Again, more acoustic, yeah. I don't know about the electric, but yeah.
Because guitars and the drums, they gotta, you gotta breathe. They gotta hit at certain points at the same time.
Yeah.
It really is a magical thing when you really get into it. But then I got a little advice from my buddy Nas.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nas was telling me that a little thing about you and him.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to swallow, but he paid extra. But anyways, he told me, he goes, have you heard of drop D?
Oh, yes, drop D tuning. And
I said no. And I dropped the D.
Yep. he asked me if I heard a drop D, and I said no. And then I took off my pants. He's like, no, guitar. I was like, oh, right.
Getting back to our secret.
So that's how you broke the ice.
So now I can play a couple of Black Sabbath songs.
Okay.
I learned Rock You Like a Hurricane.
Another song that you can learn in drop D is Outshined by Soundgarden.
Ooh. I'm going to try that one out.
Yes, it's a fun one.
I'm so excited. I want to show, but we promised 30 days until the second recital. We're still 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Because the first solo didn't go so well.
No, but I mean that's just you trying to figure out what you need to do. You know what? No one ever picks up the guitar and like, well, I forgot who it was that said this, and I'm gonna feel bad, but it was like, do you think I came out the pussy playing Mozart? No, I literally had to practice that shit. No one ever picks up the guitar and just goes like, oh yeah, I understand how this works. You know?
It's very mathematical.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is, but again, you need to. Someone had to teach you how to think mathematically, but that also kind of ruins it.
No, the most important thing that when I talk to a lot of guitar players that make good guitar players and bad guitar players is you got to really have a mental capacity to just bore yourself to death.
Yes. Well, but, again, that depends on if you're talking rhythm or lead, but yeah.
But, at the end of it, though, because I do 30 minutes no matter what every day. I have to do it. Come on.
Yes.
We're going to get into my next career, too. I got a new career, and I'm very happy about it. But,
ooh, boy.
So what I was getting to is I went to the Rolling Stones the other night, and quite frankly, it's a black band. It's literally a band of black men and black women. Mm-hmm. With one really old looking guy. I mean, that Keith Richards is not making it through this tour. He's going to die. There's just no, he's not looking good. Ronnie Wood, I don't know what's up with him. He's like a vampire. He still looks like he's 34 years old. I don't know how he does it.
Mick Jagger is a fucking zombie.
Yeah, Mick Jagger's 89 years old. He's running around like a monkey out there. So basically, it's a black band with 3 old guys out front. And while I watch this, I go, you know what? I'm going to go right on right now. I've been playing guitar for about 3 weeks now. And I am a better guitar player than Keith Richards. And I have proof.
Well, you mean Keith Richards now.
I mean, I'm not a big Stones fan, but this riff is my favorite of all time. Let me play it real quick. We won't play the whole thing. I just want to show you his guitar intro here and see if you're better than him. He has guitar on. Oh, where am I at, man? What's going on? What fucking song am I playing? That is what the concert was like.
Jesus. But yeah, he straight up was like, oh, that was my cue, right? Oh, nope. All right.
He's way off. He's slow. Oh my God. It really was bad.
And then like he tried to throw in like a little bit of flair in there for some reason. Like that was not good.
And that's probably my favorite Stone song, but it was like that all night. It's like, what is he playing? And then I go online and watch everybody says, oh, it was the greatest concert ever. Oh God, it was so good. I'm like, was I there at the same concert? I don't understand. I watched a man struggle, literally struggling. It was like watching like Joe Montana try to play that last game. It just looked bad.
Well, were you under any substances?
I just smoked a little bit of weed and I only had like 6 beers because they were $18 a piece.
See, there's probably people that were way more fucked up than you were.
Oh, absolutely. I really couldn't afford it anymore. I only brought 200 cash with me. By the time I bought a hot dog and 5 beers, I was out of money.
Yeah. Man, I couldn't even buy a T-shirt to destroy out of spite.
So if you go with your old lady, that's $4,000 in tickets.
Jeez.
Most people were buying the hotel experience, so you can just go from the hotel right into the arena.
Mm-hmm.
And those packages were about $25,000. And I'm like, $25,000. That's a lot of money, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I have a little bit of money personally, but I am still stuck in 1995 economics mentally because I'm a child.
Yes, but still, 25,000 is a decent chunk of change for a direct route from your hotel to the concert.
Now, for $25,000 in Las Vegas, you can have sex with 10 women at the same time. Now, I don't know about you. I wouldn't do that personally. I'm not into that whole prostitute thing, but I would rather have sex with 10 beautiful women than watch an old man struggle to remember how to play guitar.
I don't know. That is kind of funny.
20 and 5,000. And like I said, just you're dropping thousands of dollars to see this. And people were having a good time.
Yeah.
But I'm watching this just going, it's like watching a cover band. It's like I went into the hood and there was a black cover band playing Stone songs, and 3 drunk old white guys stumbled in and wanted to sit in.
I mean,
getting back to Muddy Waters. At least they're giving back to the community they stole from.
Yeah, at least there's that. And all the credit in the world to those guys that signed on to back up the Rolling Stones. I mean, I'm sure it paid well if they're selling $2,000 a ticket. Holy shit.
Yeah, there's no way I would ever spend that kind of money on I don't care what band's playing. My maximum ticket price. Let's get it. What is my most? $200 is the most I'd ever spend. Period.
Okay, let's say I had a time machine, and if you give me $2,000, you can go see any concert you want. There's no concert or any musician that you would want to go see for $2,000 if you can go back in time.
Back in time, yes.
Okay, who would you pick
then? For number one? Well, I would pick the Monsters of Rock tour. It was the year I was born. There was a concert where it was Metallica,
mm-hmm.
Van Halen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think who else was on that bill.
Was it Guns N' Roses?
Nope, it wasn't Guns N' Roses. This was before Guns N' Roses was even Guns N' Roses.
Oh, okay.
I think this 87. So okay, it was Kingdom Come, the band that sounded like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
The band that, for some reason, people said, fuck you, we don't want a band that sounds like Led Zeppelin. We're never buying any of your records. And then Greta Van Fleet comes around 20 years later and does the same thing, and it's doing pretty well.
Yeah, somehow.
So it was Kingdom Come, Dokken. No, literally, yeah. No, Kingdom Come went on first. Then Metallica went on. Then Dokken went on. Dokken was more popular than Metallica.
Wow.
Went on over the top of Metallica. And I'm trying to think. And then the Scorpions.
Yeah, but I mean, the Scorpions are huge.
And headlining was Van Halen. So it was Van Halen, the Scorpions. So I would either do that or the metal one with it was Megadeth, Alice in Chains, Slayer, and Anthrax. I'd go to that one. Let me take that back.
Yeah, that's it. That's also a good one.
No, it's just when Alice in Chains was starting out.
Yeah, my pick would be, I would probably go back in time to the 70s and go see Hendrix perform at Woodstock. That's just me. But also because I've heard from people that actually saw that concert. Some of them said that it was like one of the coolest things ever, and then I met a couple of them that like weren't nearly as fucked up as everybody else. They were just like, man, he was sloppy. He was so fucked up. It's just like it was like it was one of the worst things I ever heard in my life. He was just so whacked out of his mind, but everybody else was. So it's like I kind of want to see it for myself. You know what I mean?
I do too. I've heard old timers that seen him and said he was either the worst. He was so fucked up he couldn't play, or it was a magical experience.
Yeah, and I'm willing to believe both.
I'm starting to figure out why band. Like there was a point in time where people would go to a Motley Crue concert, and they'd be so fucked up they didn't know the guy couldn't sing. And now that they're older and going to the show sober, like, this guy can't sing. And I'm like, the guy never could sing.
Right. Yeah, that's what we've been trying to tell you for years.
They tried to replace him. Like, we want the guy that can't sing back in the band, or we ain't coming.
Oh, that single that you played of Motley Crue, was it War Dogs? Is that what it was called?
Oh, yeah. Dogs of War.
Dogs of War, yeah. That like I fucking hated that. It was so, and even the music video was bad. It looked like a fucking Guitar Hero level.
Oh, it was just, I think the song was AI made. I don't even think they recorded it.
Yeah, seriously. Like, it was so fucking it was so not Motley Crue. You know what I mean?
So then I went to another experience this week. I don't know if I want to share all the details of what happened, but because they get pretty sickening.
Okay.
So I'm just going to tell everybody, if you're eating a dinner and have a weak stomach, you probably want to skip listening to this story.
But you're listening live right now, so you can't skip it.
Yeah, you just want to mute it. Well, I mean, we won't get into a bunch, but I got to go to the Dead Company show at the Sphere.
Oh, nice. That must have been trippy as hell.
No, we thought we'd take, so I invited a beautiful date, Heather, along.
Okay.
And we decided that we were going to take some mushrooms.
As you do at a Dead and Company show.
Yep. So, let me explain the Sphere to you.
Oh, I've seen footage of when U2 performed at the Sphere. I'm very aware, but please explain to people who aren't aware.
So you basically have the level, the front floor level. That you just stand there, standing room only, and you walk around. You stand there and watch the band. Are you there? Did we lose him?
Yeah. I'm here.
Okay, cool.
I'm just taking a hit.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so they have the first floor where you just stand up and watch the band. So if you're really, really into the band, you want to buy those general admission seats. They're pretty cheap. It was like, what? The front row tickets are cheap? Yeah, because it's not about the band.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have the first deck, which is probably the ultimate one if you're still into the band, want to see the band. And then they have the second tier, which is covered by the third tier. So you lose half of the top of it and you can barely see the band. So the third tier is the second tier is the absolute worst shitty place to sit in the whole place. So we were up on the third tier. Mm-hmm. So you get to see the whole top, the side, everything. And basically all it is, it's a fucking IMAX theater. Maybe
it's a 360-degree IMAX theater. What are you talking about, man? It's cool as hell.
No, it's super cool. I'm just saying, if anybody's to compare it, I would say it's like an IMAX theater, of course, on steroids.
Yes.
Visuals are amazing.
You look like you walked into a fucking VR simulation.
And you know what nobody tells you when you go in there is when you're sitting in there and all of a sudden the earth is moving and all of a sudden you think you're in a sphere, like you're moving around. Like, you know, like those kids that have those cups that don't tip?
Yeah.
Remember how hard you feel like that. You feel like you're kind of being, and it's weird and it's trippy. And we took some mushrooms and it starts out right here. I'm going to play just some small clips and I'll get the pro.
I don't give a shit. This will be worth the copyright strike. Kansas anymore, Toto. Dude, look at that shit. It looks like you're standing out in the goddamn street on like Google Street View or some shit.
It really gives you that floating feeling.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want to go too bad into the copyright thing, but here was like another thing that they had going that was super cool. Or they stole from Iron Maiden apparently. I'm like, it's Eddie, and they're like, no, it's the Grateful Dead guy, and I'm like, well, who came first?
Grateful Dead, I think.
So the
Grateful
show
Dead was first.
I realized one thing. I don't like jam music. It was so fucking boring. But the visuals, without the visuals, it was really a great experience.
Yeah, no, that's why when I brought up the U2 concert, I don't give a single fuck about U2. But when I saw the concert that they put on at the Sphere, I was just like, man, you could make a concert of a dude just farting in a microphone in the Sphere, and it would look fucking amazing. You know what I mean?
I ain't farting on no microphone. Pip. It was. I didn't really even recognize, like, the band is so far away, it's hard to explain. They just look like little ants. So,
but have you seen how
10
huge
minutes,
that fucking Sphere is?
By the time you kind of tune out, the band's even there.
Right.
It's not even about the concert anymore. It's just, like you said, it's about the visuals.
Yeah. It's just background music at that point.
And the only song I recognized was Truckin'. And they played it like half speed. Like, Truckin'. Might have been the mushrooms, though, too, slowing them down. I don't know. So I take the mushrooms. It takes about 45 minutes into the show. All of a sudden, I'm starting to vibe. I'm starting to heat up. You getting I don't know if you've ever done shrooms.
No.
But you get that you kind of start flushing. You kind of feel the heat coming out of your face.
Sure.
You're like, uh-oh. I go, okay, we're rolling. I looked over at Heather, and her eyes literally looked like those, I don't even know, puppets. The eyes are like 5 times the size.
Just nothing but pupils.
And I'm like, oh my God. Goddamn Pete gave us these mushrooms are too good. Oh God.
Oh, I hope you packed your bags, Heather, because we're going to go on a trip.
As the show keeps going, the mushrooms are getting heavier. They're getting a little warmer. And you could see, she's just looking like, I've never seen anybody that scared in my entire life. And I'm looking around and everybody's turning into cartoons and I'm watching the screen. And then the thing just it gives you motion sickness. Because it feels like you're flying and it feels like you forget that you're sitting in a seat watching a concert.
Yeah. Right.
Now there's this guy with the skeleton coming after you and you're on mushrooms and it's not good. This is when it turned bad. This is why I kept put this image up. So we're sitting there and I look over at her and she's like, I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling good. And I'm like, oh no. And then she just fucking spews all over the lady in front of her.
Ooh.
And I think she was drinking like a green margarita. So it was like literally like slime from Ghostbusters.
Ugh.
and she just hurled all over the lady in front of her. And I'm like, oh, well, that's it for this one.
Yeah, and I'm sure that the lady she puked on was pleased as punch about that.
No, she's fucking screaming. They went over and got security. And they're like, you're going to need to get her some medical attention. And I'm like, yeah, she's fine.
I mean, she puked green, but that's normal, I think.
Yeah, it was just a normal. Everybody pukes. Isn't that a thing that we do here?
Yeah.
Isn't that what they do? I read online that's what you're supposed to do at the Grateful Dead concerts is spew green chunks.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't alcohol a poison? She's got the poison out. She's fine now.
She's good. So it was amazing that it turned into a night of hell and then a night of holding a lady all night and telling her everything's going to be okay over and over again, like 8,000 times for 4 hours until she finally passed out. That was my Dead and Company experience. But the first part of it was pretty good. Was pretty good.
Yeah, when you didn't have to babysit.
Oh my God. And I knew she'd be out right after it. She'd just be tripping. When you do mushrooms sometimes, and come to find out she'd never done them before. I'm like,
oh, geez.
Well, you always throw up the first time you take mushrooms. You always do. That's what nobody tells you up front. The first time you do mushrooms, you're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose your guts.
I'll keep that in mind.
But after that, it's smooth sailing, just like heroin. But anyways,
I mean, I'll also keep that in mind, but just for not for future reference, just neat.
Yeah, kids, just don't do the drugs. All right?
Yeah, just don't. If it doesn't come from the ground, don't smoke it. Don't eat it.
So I learned from a guy I've been talking to. I need to straighten my life out. Pink cars turn me new, man. And he says, when you get rid of something, you need to replace it with something else. So I got rid of alcohol and replaced it with a guitar.
Okay.
So instead of drinking, I play guitar now.
That's a good trade, but usually they go hand in hand.
Well, once I get good, I'll start drinking again.
Once you figure out how to play guitar with one hand, then
I want to come in with a fresh liver. Into rock stardom. I don't want to come in with a bad liver into rock stardom. I want to be able to drink nonstop when I become a huge rock star.
I just want to put my liver into retirement for a little bit, so that way he could come back fresh.
So I get super stoned yesterday. I get that chick back to her house. Thank God. And I says, you know what? I got to replace the women with something else. I can't do this shit with the women. Sitting around being a therapist for 8 straight hours while I'm tripping myself, keeping it together, trying to keep another human being from losing their mind and jumping off my balcony. I said, I got to change something else. We got to make a change. And then this came on.
They say this guy Bart Taylor's going to walk Hell Track.
I don't know. It's going to take a radical miracle to beat this guy.
And we're here for the biggest and most important bicycle motocross event ever held, Hell Track.
You're gonna do it? You're gonna try to qualify?
I don't want to hear any more about it.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
Isn't this fucking kick ass? BMX bicycle racing. Got Lori Loughlin.
Jones will give local fans something.
She's a
to
piece
cheer
of
about.
ass.
I
mean,
gotta say that's probably one of the most 80s things I've ever seen.
absolutely. And I'm living in 1980s this week, so I want to become rad. I want to be
That is
rad.
true. You've done your research.
I want to be rad. And I took the steps to be rad.
Yeah.
I got a bike.
Okay.
It's a Haro.
Don't know what that
Sweet.
means, but okay.
It's top of the line racing. $650 for a bicycle I spent. BMX though. It's got the
Right.
short crank ready for track racing.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked up today and I went to this place. Give him a shout out today. Ed Fountain Park, BMX track here in Las Vegas.
Ooh, okay.
I looked up online. They got amateur classes, $10.
Damn, that's not bad at all.
And I'm like, okay, I'm going to bring down my sweet bike, my brand new sweet bike. I haven't rode a bike since I was, 12.
Well,
I'm 36. I'm 36 years old.
I mean, as long as you still have your sense of balance, and that's all that matters.
And I'm really sore. I'm just going to leave it at that today. Really, every muscle in my body hurts. I didn't think it was that thick. So I went to the class today. And so it was me, the instructor. It was like a 19-year-old kid. And
Okay.
here's the shot of the average age of the kids that were there. It was literally like that thing in Seinfeld when Kramer went and trained with the kids in karate.
Yeah.
I'm this weird 36-year-old guy now out riding the BMX track with these 8-year-olds
Listen,
taking
Johnny,
lessons.
Johnny, if you're going through a midlife crisis because of the divorce, you can tell me.
I might be.
First it's divorce, then it's the pink car. I think you're spiraling, man.
Now I'm BMX racing again, and they were kicking my ass.
Of course they were. They were 19.
You know, they weren't stopping and having smoke breaks like I was.
I imagine you were doing the track with a cigarette in your mouth, just like
Yep.
getting the
Just like Kelly from Bad News Bears.
yeah, just getting the smoke in your eyes, just like fuck, and then you crash.
So yeah, now I don't think I will go back there. It was very embarrassing.
Kind of felt like a bit of a creep, huh?
So I asked the guy, I go, is there like an adult class? He goes, yeah, dude, there is. I was going to tell you after we were done, but I just thought it was funny to watch you ride with those kids today. That guy was laughing his ass off.
Oh, I bet. Come on, man. That is fucking funny.
I'm old enough to be them kids as grandfathers, for Christ's sakes. Oh, my God. And I got, of course I went to the store and I got of course I got the helmet, I got the shoulder pads, the gloves,
Of course.
shin guards, I got the special BMX shoes.
Uh-huh.
I'm about $1,200 into this little fantasy camp.
Jesus Christ, man.
But man, if you watch Rad, you want to buy a bike too, I'm telling you.
I gotta say, I'm not familiar with that one.
I mean, the guy got to bang Aunt Becky because he won the race from Full House. Lori Loughlin.
Oh, hey. Yeah,
That chick that went to jail for telling her kids were on the rowing team.
I forgot about that.
So yeah, that's why that's what I've been doing on my off time. I took some time off. I've been BMX racing.
I mean, hey man, you picked up the guitar, you're BMX racing. I mean, you're finding hobbies, you know?
Yeah, so just to keep me fresh, keep my mind going, and I thought if I'd become a good BMX racer, I would get laid, but I didn't know that I'd be looking at their moms.
Yeah.
But they do have a grandpa league. He said that meets on Thursdays and race. Guys, you got to be 30 and over, and I'm like, that's perfect. So I'll go out and race with those guys next week.
As long as
Yeah,
there's
no-
nobody that's under 35, you should be good.
You know, it's sad we live in a time too. The whole time I'm like, everybody's gonna think I'm a fucking pedophile. What am I
Right.
doing here? I should just leave, but I really want to learn how to BMX. I learned a lot of good tips today, how to save your power and
Right.
how you lean back on the jumps, not forward. You don't want to eat your teeth.
Well, yeah, I mean, as funny as the image is, it probably is good to go through the basics, you know?
8-year-old kids are just whipping my ass.
Oh, yeah, they're just running laps around you.
They're hitting the jumps, and I'm just kind of going over them.
Yeah.
No, zero air.
And I could just imagine the instructor just like as you roll past him, he's just trying so hard not to laugh at your face.
He was laughing the whole time.
Oh.
It was one of those moments where you just feel stupid, but then you think you'd feel stupid just for if you leave. You know what I mean?
Right. I already got this far. Why would I stop now?
What's up with that guy? Apparently, he didn't find any of the boys here cute enough. I don't know.
You're right.
Like, your old man. I'm gonna just take off now. I got to see all you.
I forgot that I was old and I slipped the disc. I'm leaving.
Is there a place we shower afterwards, or 911? There's a guy here.
Yeah, we got one.
So yeah, apparently in my dreams, I am a part-time BMX / heavy metal guitar player / broadcaster.
You really are stuck in the 1980s.
And at least BYB listens to us.
For some reason.
I don't know. I've never shit on a guy more, and he keeps listening. I did a whole show where I shit on you for an hour, and you still listen to my show. Why?
I mean, hey, a listen's a listen, I guess.
So he might be one of the 14.
So we've narrowed it down to at least 9 people that might be random strangers.
Yes. One of them might just be a guy that left his phone on the wrong link.
Yeah, and one of them might be someone who left their phone out and their toddler just started mashing the keyboard and then just somehow stumbled across our videos.
All right. Well, so is this the 4th week we've come up with the contest of, is this really Marco and Johnny?
I believe this is the fourth application, yes, and I will commend the AI for it not making either of us ginger this time around. But why does he look like blonde Jesus?
I don't know. So what we do is we put the last week's episode in to the AI thing. It says, create what you think we look like, and this is what the AI comes up with.
Which one does it think is blonde?
I don't know. We got to find which guy looks older.
It's
got to be the blonde guy.
On the right. You think the blonde guy looks older? The guy on the right look at his beard. It's all fucking. It's all
a little
gnarly.
mangy. He's kind of mangy like me. I know when I put my BMX helmet on today, it was kind of. I got to shave. But anyways.
Look at the arms on the blonde dude. He looks like a fucking linebacker.
Yeah, I'm not going to fuck with Marco. Look at that strong son of a bitch. Well, he's out in the woods fighting bears all week.
Yeah, man. You get strong or you die. There is no in between.
That motherfucker's got to chop like 10 quarts of wood a day, or the family he won't eat. You need the wood to bubble the water.
Yeah, I literally had to be blessed by Elon to get this satellite dish. And I finally have internet. I am now one of you people.
Everything's out there. You might come across a movie that makes you want to be a BMX. So
yeah, maybe.
So this is tonight's rendition of Johnny. This was last week's. The double ginger guitars was last week's. Which this one right now, I'm going to tell you right now, this one does not look like us 100%.
No, not at all.
The guy on the right looks like Beaker from the Muppets.
But ginger.
And the guy on the left just looks like an incel. That's very, he looks like a sad Axl Rose.
Well, of course he's sad. He's ginger.
Why wouldn't you be goddamn gingers? And then we got the rock and roll guys, which I think are pretty close, but you never know.
Those aren't too bad, but again, weird positioning, weird poses, but okay. And also weird backdrop.
Looks like we're in love with each other. Trying to look into my eyes, and I'm staring away.
Dude, the camera is rolling. Fucking cool it.
And then back to the ginger theme.
Yep. Although one of them is a little bit more brown than ginger, but the other one definitely ginger.
Oh, ginger. So we don't know. It's dank as shit, though. That's all we know. The weed was good tonight.
Yeah,
we're out of time already. How the fuck did that happen?
I don't know. This happens every time where you send me the link to jump in here, and I'm like, oh fuck, it is Tuesday, isn't it? And then we get here, and I'm just like, oh man, I thought we just started.
I know. Well, you guys are gonna have to come back next week and check it out. If you like tonight, We're gonna find out. Did Johnny become a BMX rider?
And if not, how many bones did he break?
Yeah, let's put an over and under on what happened, what injuries I will receive being a BMX racer.
You know what? I'm going to say that in your attempt at trying to be a BMX racer, I'm going to say you break 3 bones before you quit.
I think that's a good over under.
I think so.
Anybody want to get into the actions? Marijuana Happy Hour at gmail.com. Check out Marco at Marco V MARCOVEE 193 at Twitter.
Yes.
And of course, check out the playlist. You scan your Spotify channel right now, pop it right up. It's a beautiful playlist.
Yes, over 24 hours, and I'm not even joking, of songs that Johnny has picked for his X and Rumble shows because they don't give a shit about copyright. But it's 24 hours. It's full of shit that's going to keep you interested. It's practically a radio station. Why not give it a listen?
It's the best, Johnny. All right, well, that's all we have time for tonight. Anything else we need to hit before we hit the outro?
Nothing really. Just one thing I'd like to just drop is that you brought it up before, is that marijuana is going to be a Schedule 3 drug. Maybe. I'm very excited about that, and I hopefully will talk about that more in the future.
Yeah, we should probably talk a little more. We didn't talk weed at all tonight on the show. It's a bad weed show.
Yeah, what's the name of the show again?
Apparently, it's not BMX throwing up green slime on people episode.
Are we bad at this?
We could be.
Maybe. All right. Good night, everybody. We'll catch you next week.
And good night to the Sweet 14.
The night of the biggest vampire of the hunt on